President of the United States of America, President Barack Obama.
Good to see you. I just want to say everybody back home, right back at you. We appreciate you. You always give us straight talk.
And welcome to Straight Talk. Well, today we're going to just do a little straight talking and see if we can't get some wisdom out into the atmosphere. Wisdom. It's very, very important. It's very, very important that everybody understand what wisdom is all about and how to become a part of the wisdomatic group in America. I'm not talking about color. I'm talking about people. People coming together and understanding what they got to do to make themselves profitable, to make their culture profitable. Oftentimes cultures work together. Sometimes they work separate but equal. But when you stand and wait for someone else to take care of you, that means you will never be anything but a beggar. A beggar. I begged for a job. I begged for a raise. I begged for this and I begged for that. That doesn't have to be done. If everybody was doing their part, everybody would have their fair share of everything. See, communities are separated by culture. Got a culture that's called black in one area, culture called white in another area, a culture called Hispanic in one area, a culture called African, all kind of cultures. Asiatic culture. No, they don't stop at Asiatic. They split up by culture as well. Chinese Asian, Korean Asian, Japanese Asian. You know, but everybody comes together within their culture and build up their wealth and live comfortable thereafter. But the culture to call themselves black. They don't do anything to build their culture. We don't do anything to build our culture, our cultural wealth. What we do is look for someone else to enrich us with a minimum wage job. And yes, you can get one of those once in a while outside your community. This is why you have so many unemployed individuals. Individuals who are drawing oftentimes welfare or unemployment or something, disability. But you know, what I'm saying is, whatever you're getting is money. But what are you doing with that money? Are you using that money or are you just spending that money? There's a great difference. There's a difference between spending and using. In some cases, you get the same results, but in the bigger picture, there's awesome results. Awesome. If you spent your money in the community where you live, you will create jobs and opportunities like everyone else is doing. You don't go to Chinatown and find a bunch of, well, I can't say, you got some because they're not prejudiced. Because my company has this security in Chinatown, in a Chinese bank. Yeah, my company performs the security in a Chinese bank in Chicago for the last 20 years or so, or more. Never have any conflicts, Security man does his job. Security man is loved by those around him. So it's not like they're saying, you can't work here. But it's like saying, hey, I come to your community, I build a Chinese restaurant in your community, your people trade with me in my community, in your community. Why can't you come to my community and do things? So they're absolutely right. See, but do we have the acumens to go into Chinatown and open a business that Chinese people may be able to trade with you? Yes. You can go to a Hispanic community and do the same thing. You can go to an Irish community. You can go to all these communities and build. And I guarantee you, they will shop with you. But by the same token, you got to have a base. And the base is your home area. If you got a base to work from, then you could have satellites all around the city, all around the state, in different cultures, different areas. You'd be respected as a business person, doing business in other areas. But if you get stuck on stupid, well, you know, we got all kind of excuses why we don't shop in our own communities. So therefore, our communities go up in ruins. Go up in ruins. Now, we just had word that Target is pulling out of 2 black areas on the south side of Chicago because they say they're losing money. They're not getting what they expected. Why? Because those black people want to shop in other areas, not their own area. I'm trying to, as a black person, I'm trying to look deep inside of myself and see what do they see differently where they can't give where they live. It's kind of hard to figure out, ladies and gentlemen. It's very hard. But I look at the fact now we have a race going in Chicago, an election, where some, I guess maybe close to 20 people or maybe more, I'm not sure. I'm not keeping up with the exact figures, have turned in petitions to be able to run for mayor. Of that, half of those individuals are black. They say they need to have a black mayor. But how can you have a black mayor if you got 10 blacks running against different cultures? That 10 blacks going to split the community in 10 different ways, which gives either one of those other cultures a clear run to win. If all of them remain on the ballot, once they're done counting, once they're done checking the signatures, it may eliminate some. So we're going to talk about that after the fact, after the examinations of all the signatures to make sure everything is correct. Then we're going to talk about what can we do now to equalize what's going on in elections. We'll be back after these commercial messages. Tony, you wasn't listening. Tony!
Why? Why? Why are you following me? Why my hoodie make me look suspicious?
Why does my music make me dangerous?
Why are people that are supposed to protect me attacking me?
Why are you afraid of me? Why do you think I'm dangerous? Why do I afraid of people who are supposed to protect me?
Why can't I make a peace sign without you labeling a gang sign?
Why does standing your ground only work when I'm on the ground?
Why do you show this photo over this one?
Why do you only stop and frisk me?
Why do you have low expectations for me?
Why can't I run down the street without causing alarms?
Why do you think I'm a thug?
Why do you assume I'm armed? Why can I breathe? Why is my mom scared every time I leave the house?
Why are you targeting me?
Why am I a target? Why? 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 I know why. And it has to stop. It must stop.
Because I have dreams.
Because I can change the world.
Because I will make a difference. Because I have a family. Because I am strong.
Because I'm talented.
I have a voice.
I can find a cure.
I have goals.
I can lead the country.
I am determined.
I have a future.
Because I'm a scholar.
I am powerful.
I'm someone's friend.
I'm someone's brother.
I'm someone's son. Someone loves me.
And because my life matters too.
My life matters.
My life matters.
What's it like working with your family? Good question.
Right, great question. Original Soul Vegetarian was established over 38 years ago from our parents, so we're second generation owners.
Back then in the 80s, nobody knew what vegan looked like.
But if you say, oh, this is barbecue, they'll eat it and say, oh, it's good.
Original Soul Vegetarian has been an anchor in this community. At least 90% of our clientele aren't vegans.
It has helped the community a lot with being aware of healthy eating and healthier options.
Most of everything that we sell is sourced locally, and it's all made in-house because it's just not about food for us. Your health is your wealth. Just add something healthy to what you're eating. You're gonna feel better.
I'm Dr. Willie Wilson. In light of the Laquan McDonald case, we have to assure that fairness and equal rights are protected for all citizens of Chicago, and this has not been the case with this mayor. Vote for me, and I can assure you that fairness and equal opportunity for all citizens of Chicago.
Paid for by drwilliewilsonfoundation.org.
Hart, what's going on? I'm leaving. Why? What did I do? Not enough. You constantly ignore me. You barely eat anything healthy. You're half as active as you used to be. The pressure is just too much. I quit. Okay, I get it. I'll do better. Just please, don't leave. Okay. But remember, if I go, you go.
Listen to your heart. Don't let it quit on you. Uncontrolled high blood pressure could lead to stroke, heart attack, or death. Get yours to a healthy range before it's too late.
World. Come to Golden's Tropical World for tropical fish of all sizes, colors, and types, and other small animals like iguanas and birds from all over the world. There are beautiful tanks, pet supply needs, including dog and cat foods, and expert consultation. Check out Golden's Tropical World, 8611 South Ashland Avenue, Chicago, Illinois. Call ahead, 773-239-8809. Your Pet Shop. Okay, first I want to say I'm sorry about the confusion. Technical glitches happen from time to time. We're still here. And as Apple said, we are culturized to failure. Now, does that sound strange? A culture culturized for failure. You got to fail when you got to go to someone else and ask for your salvation. If you're not able to create your own salvation, you're in bad shape. Yeah, salvation can mean getting a job, but salvation also means having a clue. A clue. And when you get the clue, spread it through your community. Let everybody know, hey, man, do you know our people in our communities are making somewhere around $75 billion a year in the city of Chicago? And man, do you know the American Labor Department says that every $1 billion creates 50,000 full employment jobs, not minimum wages, full employment jobs. We run around screaming about we want $12 an hour. What the hell does $12 an hour do? $15 an hour, what does that do? It keeps you barely alive. But you could take that $10, $12, $15, whatever it is, put it back in your community. You put enough of it in your community, you start creating jobs galore. You can go and get a job from the creation of that you've established. And now you're talking about full employment jobs, those $50, $75 jobs per hour. $50 to $75 per hour. But you got to have heart, and you got to have a clue to do that. See, we feel happy leaving our culture, going over to someone else's culture, and getting $15 an hour. Oh man, I make $15 an hour. Don't make it $20 an hour. You become a millionaire in your own mind. I make $20 an hour. Do you know that's $160 a day? $160 a day. Like that's big money. No, it's not big money. It's bigger money than you normally would make, but it's not big money. Now, when you start doubling that, making $330 a day, is it? Let's see, 166. 20. When you start making $320 a day, you can start bragging a little bit, just a little bit, not much, because you're still not there yet. still not there yet. You're there when you're making $100,000 a year, every year. If you're making $100,000 a year, you're spending that back in your community, pretty soon you'll be able to get a job making $200,000 a year, because you're constantly building that community, and that community needs expertise. Get a clue. What do I mean by that? Go and get a trade. Get a degree in something. Put that degree to work. Put you right on top with everyone else. But as long as you're around waiting for somebody else to do it for you, it's not going to happen. It is not going to happen. You got to do it for yourself. I'm going to leave you with that. Keep that in your brain throughout the night. We'll talk about it again tomorrow. But keep it in your brain. You got to do it for yourself. Good night. We'll see you this time again tomorrow.